USA Today Network.
Hi, my name is Rick Howe. I'm the host of Talk Back to Television here on USA Today. This is my new show called Talk Back for Change. We are talking to people in the entertainment business who are working in their communities to make a real change. Stay tuned. I think you'll enjoy it. Good morning. This is Talk Back for Change, and I'm here with somebody that most of us know, Mr. Glenn Friedman, founder of Ideas and Solutions. Glenn, how are you?
I'm great, and I'm really delighted to be with you today.
Okay, and you do some things that are not at all related to the television business, which is why we are here today. But I have to take 30 seconds and say, you do something with slot machines? Glenn, slot machines? What is that?
In addition to having a long-term consulting practice and doing everything from marketing business strategy to helping customers improve their customer experience, for 15 years, I've had a side venture, and we've brought out and represented brands for some of the biggest slot machines and gaming experiences for Sex and the City and Sopranos and House of Cards and Mad Men and Godzilla and a bunch of other brands, and help bring them to casino floors and add another dimension for those brands' businesses. But on the consulting side, the bread and butter continues to be helping clients improve their customer experience and helping people figure out how to reinvigorate their business or to get more revenue and more customers.
Wicked cool. Well, I have to say that I have not played many slot machines, but I am one of those that when I get on one and I get in the Zoom, you cannot pry it off of me with a crowbar. So here we go. But the reason we're here is because you're doing work that very few of us know about, and we want to hear about that. And we're going to start with something that is called Change Reaction. Did I get that right?
Yes, the Change Reaction is an LA-based foundation that provides direct giving to people who hit a speed bump or have a need, primarily working Angelenos. So someone's working and can't afford to get their car repaired to get to work, or they're in the hospital and they fall behind on their rent or their mortgage or their utilities.
Yep.
We will step in through the philanthropists behind the Change Reaction, and we will do that. Last year, they gave away and supported $14 million worth of these grants. They also do it for teachers, and we have a program for people kind of going in a positive trajectory where they get $425 a month to help them move their lives forward. And I have the privilege of overseeing some of their foster care initiatives, which has really been my passion for a number of years, which is to help youth in care. And I oversee 4 specific initiatives. One where we just are helping establish relative caregivers. There are about 400,000 foster kids in care in the country. There are about 23,000 in Los Angeles. Los Angeles has more kids in care than any city and county in the country.
Wow.
And their primary goal is to try to place these kids with relative caregivers, so with aunts, uncles, grandparents, brothers, sisters, etc. And the foundation that I work with will step in and help support those families, whether they need a crib or they need a bed or they need a stroller or they need help with utilities. You know, grandma's struggling to be able to provide for this kid. We started with, there were a bunch of kids that couldn't get placed because they didn't have enclosures around old swimming pools or ponds. And we paid to get those enclosures. And we placed 30 kids by putting up 15 structures.
Is that right? Just putting up a bunch of fences and the kids found homes.
And LA
because they wouldn't pass code without that, right?
Exactly. They couldn't place the kids. And now LA County has absorbed that. But we're helping through 2 grants that we have help strengthen and establish relative caregiver families. Then in addition to that, there are a tremendous amount of great nonprofits and community services that the kids don't know about, the caseworkers don't know about, and it's kind of like the lumber being cut and not making it down to the mill. So 2 months ago, we had a resource fair for 175 Department of Children and Family Services caseworkers, and it was like a college fair where they met 44 different nonprofit organizations. And we're doing another one of those, and then we're doing several of those. We are in the planning process to do them for youth that are aging out, either at 18 or 21. Once they age out of the system, they're kind of on their own without the support that we provide to our children. And so we're really focused on there are 780 children in LA County that are going to age out of the system this year. And we, along with some other foundations, are looking for ways to make sure they're on a good path, either from an education or from a job career standpoint, and that they have housing and support and they're connected to services. And then lastly, the other project that I work with them on is a respite care project. We just took 318 kids to camp, 318 kids and families. The parents went off and did cake decorating and yoga and other things. The kids had a camp experience, because when you're a foster care provider, you don't easily get a break. And this was designed to give the caregivers a break. As I said to them when they came in, their job was to rest, relax, and feel appreciated. And the kids' job was to have fun. And so we just did that about a month ago. So I'm really lucky to work with such a great foundation as the Change Reaction. I also have the opportunity to work with several other terrific programs, and there are lots of ways for people who are listening to us today to get involved to support foster youth. They can provide interns and jobs. You know, these kids don't have the connections or the knowledge of how to work the system like we do, and there are several organizations that help kids get jobs and careers. If kids get 2 internships, they're much more likely to succeed in life. And then in addition to that, I lead an effort for an organization called Foster More that helps companies become foster-friendly workplaces. Many companies that the people who are listening to us today have family leave policies. They probably cover foster, but they don't necessarily explicitly say that they cover foster. So foster parents, when you take on a foster youth, you need to go to their schools and you need to take them to doctor's appointments and many of the same things that we as parents need to do under family leave. And there is if anyone's interested, they can reach out to me at gfriedman@changereaction.org, and I can connect you to become a foster-friendly workplace. It's a very easy lift, but really important.
gfriedman@changereaction.org. Okay, now I'm going to reconfirm that because we're almost out of time, but the really important thing is so many of our people in our industry want to do good. They want to help. They get hung up when they say, how do I get started? How do I make sure that what I do makes a difference? And they can reach out to you and you can help them, at least in this specific area, navigate that.
Absolutely. And again, there are lots of ways to help foster youth, and helping foster youth helps prevent homelessness. It helps prevent incarceration. There's very high correlation between the unhoused and having been in the system and incarceration having been in the system. And also, it's an intergenerational thing that you can change, which is that kids in care often have kids in care because they didn't learn how to be good parents and they didn't have role models. So again, there are lots of ways. Most communities have a CASA where you can take on and be a mentor and be an advocate for the child in the foster care system, but there are many, many ways to get involved. Again, a very easy lift is make sure your company is a foster-friendly workplace.
I'm going to make sure that your email gets posted with this video. It is gfriedman@changereaction.org, right?
Correct.
Cool, man. All right. You could provide a tremendous service, and I think people can reach out to you and find out how to do what you do. We can't all be you, okay? But boy, maybe we can get started and start getting some of the satisfaction of actually investing in people, and that's what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Thank you. We're going to sign off, and we'll see everybody again next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Rick.